The roar of the crowd echoes through the packed arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, on a sweltering summer night in 1996. The air is thick with anticipation, cigarette smoke, and the faint metallic tang of sweat-soaked canvas. Neon lights flicker overhead, casting dramatic shadows on the faces of 15,000 screaming fans crammed into every seat, standing on tiptoes along the railings. This isn't just any boxing event, it's the showdown everyone's been whispering about for months. Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, against Eric "Butterbean" Esch, the 350-pound knockout machine from Alabama. Promoters billed it as the Clash of the Knockout Kings, a 4-round exhibition turned pro-style slugfest under special rules, no headgear, 10-ounce gloves, but with a mutual understanding that this could go nuclear at any second. The stakes? Bragging rights, a cool $1 million purse split between them, and the chance to etch their names deeper into boxing lore. As the house lights dim and spotlights sweep the ring like searchlights hunting prey, the ring announcer's voice booms over the speakers. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of the evening." Backstage, in a dimly lit dressing room that smells of liniment and leather, Mike Tyson paces like a caged panther. At 30 years old, fresh out of prison and hungry to reclaim his throne, Iron Mike is a vision of coiled fury. His record stands at 45-1, with 39 knockouts that have left opponents crumpled like discarded ragdolls. The youngest heavyweight champion ever, Tyson has been a storm since his teenage days in the Catskills, under the iron-fisted guidance of trainer Cus D'Amato. But prison changed him, sharpened his edges, fueled his demons. Tonight, he's not just fighting Butterbean, he's fighting the doubters, the media vultures circling his every misstep. His corner is a who's who of toughness, Kevin Rooney barking instructions, Teddy Atlas watching from the shadows with a wary eye. Tyson shadowboxes in front of a cracked mirror, his tattooed torso rippling under the fluorescent buzz. "I'm gonna eat his children," he mutters to himself, a chilling mantra that's become his pre-fight ritual. He slips on his black trunks, the ones with the white tiger emblem snarling across the waistband, and tapes his fists with the precision of a surgeon. His eyes, dark and unblinking, reflect a man who's tasted glory and loss, ready to unleash hell. Across the hall, in a room that's more locker than luxury, Eric "Butterbean" Esch lumbers to his feet, the floorboards creaking under his 350 pounds. Butterbean isn't your typical boxer, he's a barroom brawler turned sideshow attraction, a 5 feet 11 inches tank with a gut that hangs over his shorts like a challenge to physics. His record? A patchwork quilt of 29 wins, 77 knockouts in various combat sports, from boxing to tough man contests where he'd flatten beer-bellied amateurs in seconds. Born in poverty in Fairfield, Alabama, Esch got his nickname from a childhood diet of canned beans and survival grit. He exploded onto the scene in the early 90s with viral knockouts on ESPN's Friday Night Fights, his massive right hand felling men twice his speed. But against Tyson? This is David versus Goliath, if Goliath had rabies. Butterbean's trainer, a grizzled ex-fighter named Billy Briscoe, slaps Vaseline on his charge's eyebrows while muttering, "Keep it simple, Eric, inside, hook, drop him cold." Butterbean grins, his round face splitting into a boyish smile that belies the killer instinct beneath. He hefts himself into red trunks emblazoned with yellow beans, the crowd already chanting, "Butterbean," from the arena. "Mike's fast, but I'm a brick wall," he tells a hovering reporter, flexing arms thicker than most men's thighs. Deep down, he knows this could be his ticket to immortality, or a quick trip to the ER. The arena pulses with energy as the combatants make their entrances. First out is Butterbean, waddling down the aisle to a thumping blues rock track, "Sweet Home Alabama," blasting from the speakers. Fans pelt him with cheers and thrown foam fingers. He's the everyman hero, the guy who'd share a beer with you after flattening your cousin in a backyard scrap. He climbs the steps slowly, testing the ropes with a meaty hand, his belly heaving with each breath. The ring shakes as he ducks through the ropes, bouncing lightly on his heels, surprisingly spry for a man his size. His eyes scan the crowd, lighting up at the sight of kids waving bean-shaped signs. Across the ring, the lights drop to a dramatic strobe, and AC/DC's thunderstruck rips through the speakers like a chainsaw. Mike Tyson emerges from the tunnel, hooded robe flowing like a dark cape, flanked by a phalanx of bodyguards who part the crowd like the Red Sea. The boos and cheers blend into a deafening roar. Tyson's a villain and a god all at once. He shadowboxes mid-aisle, feinting jabs that make fans flinch, his lisp-thick voice cutting through, "I'm the most dangerous man in the world." He vaults into the ring with animal grace, ripping off his robe to reveal a physique sculpted from granite, every muscle etched, veins bulging like rivers on a map. The two men eye each other across the canvas, Butterbean's easy grin meeting Tyson's predatory stare. No words, just the electric hum of impending violence. Referee Mills Lane, a grizzled veteran with a mustache like a broom bristle and a reputation for letting fights flow, calls the fighters to center ring for instructions. The air crackles, cameras flash like lightning. "Protect yourselves at all times," Lane growls, his eyes darting between the mismatched warriors. Tyson towers an inch over Butterbean but carries 50 fewer pounds, his frame wiry and explosive. Butterbean's bulk dominates the space, a human bulldozer ready to steamroll. They touch gloves, Butterbean's mid a sweaty paw engulfing Tyson's, and retreat to their corners. The bell clangs, sharp as a gunshot, and round one begins. Tyson explodes from his corner like a missile, feet shuffling in that signature peekaboo stance, hands high and bobbing. Butterbean, true to form, plants his feet wide, chin tucked behind a fortress of arms, daring Tyson to come inside. The crowd surges as Mike circles, feinting left hooks to test the waters. "Come on, big boy." Tyson taunts, his voice a gravelly bark. Butterbean smirks, unmoving, absorbing a probing jab to the shoulder that lands like a pebble on a boulder. 30 seconds in, Tyson commits. He ducks low, weaving under an imaginary counter, and unleashes a piston-like right hand straight to Butterbean's midsection. The thud echoes through the microphones, thwomp, and Butterbean grunts, his gut compressing like a punctured tire. But he doesn't fold, instead, he fires back a wild haymaker that whistles past Tyson's ear, close enough to ruffle his cornrows. The arena erupts, this isn't tentative probing, it's war already. Tyson presses, bobbing and weaving, peppering Butterbean's guard with stinging jabs that snap the big man's head back. Each one lands with a crack, red welts blooming on Butterbean's arms. "Feel that power?" Tyson's corner yells from ringside. Butterbean, unfazed, bowls forward, swinging a massive left hook that grazes Tyson's ribs. Mike winces but counters instantly, a vicious uppercut that clips Butterbean's chin, sending a spray of sweat arcing into the lights. The round ticks toward its end, and the pace is blistering. Tyson lands a three-punch combo, jab, cross, hook, that rocks Butterbean against the ropes, his bulk sagging the cables. But Eric powers out with a shoulder charge, shoving Tyson back 2 steps and firing a body shot that thuds into Mike's liver like a dropped anvil. The bell rings, saving both men, and they retreat to corners gasping. Round 1 ends with Tyson ahead on aggression, but Butterbean's resilience has the crowd on its feet, chanting dual names in a cacophony of bloodlust. In the blue corner, Tyson's team swarms him with ice packs and wet towels. "He's tough, Mike, pace yourself," Rooney urges, sponging sweat from his brow. Tyson's chest heaves, eyes wild with adrenaline. "I felt that gut punch, guy's a tank," he admits between gulps of water, but his grin is feral. Across the ring, Butterbean slumps on his stool, Briscoe rubbing his shoulders furiously. "You hurt him, Eric, that shoulder bumped him good. Stay inside, wear him down." Butterbean nods, wiping blood from a split lip with his glove. "He's fast, Billy, but I can take it." The cut man dabs at a swelling under his eye, courtesy of Tyson's uppercut. The seconds fly, and the bell for round 2 dings, pulling them back into the fray. Tyson charges again, but this time Butterbean meets him head-on, turning the ring into a phone booth brawl. Fists fly in a blur. Tyson's precision hooks clanging off Butterbean's elbows, Eric's thunderous overhands crashing against Mike's guard like wrecking balls. A left from Butterbean sneaks through, slamming into Tyson's cheek with a meaty smack, snapping his head sideways. The crowd gasps, blood trickles from Mike's mouth, staining his mouthpiece crimson. Tyson shakes it off, channeling that Brooklyn street rage. He slips a right cross and erupts upward with a devastating hook to Butterbean's jaw, crack, the impact reverberating like a home run bat. Butterbean staggers, his legs wobbling for the first time, knees buckling under 350 pounds of sudden vertigo. "Oh!" the announcer moans into the mic. Tyson smells blood, swarming forward with a barrage, left to the body, right to the head, another hook that buckles Butterbean's knees again. Eric clinches desperately, wrapping those tree-trunk arms around Tyson's neck, pulling him into a smothering bear hug. Lane separates them roughly, break. Break. And Tyson backs off, circling like a shark. Butterbean, dazed but defiant, resets his feet and lunges with a desperation haymaker. It misses wide, but the follow-up, a short, vicious right, catches Tyson on the temple, staggering him into the ropes. The arena explodes. For a heartbeat, it looks like the giant might slay the beast. But Tyson recovers in a flash, ducking low and unleashing a combo that ends with a thunderclap uppercut to Butterbean's chin. Eric's eyes glaze, his guard drops, and down he goes, crashing to the canvas like a felled oak, the ring quaking under his weight. The count begins. 1. 2. Lane hovers, arms slashing the air. Butterbean stirs at 4, rolling to his side with a groan, the wind knocked out of him like a punctured balloon. 5. 6. The crowd is deafening, a wall of sound urging him up. At 8, he hauls himself to his feet, legs like jelly, arms heavy as lead. Lane waves them together, fights on. And Tyson pounces, sensing the kill. A straight right crashes home, followed by a left hook that spins Butterbean halfway around. Eric fires back blindly, a wild swing that clips Tyson's shoulder, but it's futile. Tyson weaves, loads, and delivers the finisher, a pulverizing right cross to the jaw that lifts Butterbean off his feet before slamming him down again. The big man sprawls, unmoving, as Lane hits 10. "It's over," the ref shouts, waving his arms. Round 2 ends at 2:47, Tyson victorious by knockout. The arena detonates, cheers, boos, stunned silence blending into chaos. Tyson struts the ring, pounding his chest, roaring to the heavens, "I'm back." Medics rush in as the bell fades, but Butterbean waves them off groggily, sitting up with a thumbs up to the crowd. "Tough son of a gun," Tyson mutters post-fight, hugging his fallen foe amid the flashbulbs. In the presser later, under the harsh glare of microphones and notebooks, Tyson reflects, "He hit like a mule, almost had me seeing stars. Respect to the Bean." Butterbean, ice pack on his jaw, grins through the swelling, "Mike's the real deal. I'd do it again tomorrow." The fight tapes go viral overnight, bootlegs trading hands in gyms and bars, cementing the legend of what could have been a rivalry for the ages. In the years since, whispers of a rematch surface like ghosts, Butterbean slimming down in 2024, teasing a comeback, but the '96 slugfest remains the gold standard, a raw, unfiltered clash of titans that proved heart and haymakers can shake the world. As the lights dim on that Vegas night, one truth lingers, in the squared circle, size and speed bow to sheer, unbreakable will. Fade to black on the echo of gloves meeting flesh, the eternal rhythm of the sweet science.